Hey everybody, welcome back, welcome back. I'm your host, Kai Lumen, and this is I Am the Remembering. Because what is life all about? It's all about remembering who you are. So, we've talked about a few things in these past couple episodes that were slightly a little bit tighter. So we're gonna go in something a little bit more loose, a little bit more fitting for lightness, energetic resonance. Let's talk about some things that we, on a positive note. So today's topic, man, we're gonna just roll right into it. You know, um, you know what? Before we roll right into it, again, let's start it off the right way. I just uh, want to thank you all for tuning in with me. And before we get started, I just want you to close your eyes. Really big inhale. Just hold it there for a second. Keep your eyes closed. And then a really deep, relaxing exhale. Yeah, let it all go. Let all that chaos, the distractions, you know what I mean? Just anything that's on your heart at this moment in your life, man, just let it all go. Um, you know what I mean? Just open your mind, open your heart, you know what I mean? Open your soul up to this message that you're about to receive, you know what I mean? So, life isn't perfect, but we are indeed. We were created to be so. So you always got to remember everything that you do it within your perfection. You do it to the best ability that you can and that you will. You know what I mean? Like I said, what you can't do today, you'll be able to do tomorrow. And if you can't do it tomorrow, you'll eventually be able to do it down the line. So don't ever lose faith in yourself, because at the end of the day, this is your paradigm. You own this. You are powerful beyond measure. Don't ever forget that. Now, you know what I mean? Open your eyes, smile, and let's tap in. Today, we're going to tap in with what I like to call the overflow abundance. So, this is the overflow principle that I like to call abundance. And, it's not necessarily about stacking dollars. It's not the financial means that I'm speaking of. It has nothing to do with the sort, or maybe a little bit. We're not going to sit here and say that it's not, because abundance comes in many forms. It comes in spiritual, energetic, financial, mental, physical, a little bit of prosperity, you know what I mean? It all ties in together into your paradigm and how you see things and how you see the best version of yourself. So, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, what does abundance look like to you? I always ask yourself that question. What does abundance look like for you? Not everybody else, not what people want for you, but what you want for yourself. Where you're fully aligned, fully attuned to accept what abundance looks like for you. Abundance may look like a lot of things for a lot of different people. Is it good health? Is it wealth? You know what I mean? Is it having a very strong, mobile body? You know what I mean? Is it your diet? Is it success in a career? Is it a version of yourself that you're chasing? Is it a new career path that you're dividing? Are you going into your passion? Like, what does that look like for you? You gotta ask those questions before going forward, because at the end of the day, whatever you feel, however you feel internally will naturally and ultimately reflect externally. So, you know what I mean? Always keep that in mind. Material things are just forms of expressions. They're not exactly the source. And you got to remember, we were born with abundance, man. Source gave us that. That was an innate ability. When we came into this world, we already came into abundance. When we breathed our first breath, we were abundant. We were fully abundant and capable of doing any and everything that we wish to do. So, true abundance is the recognition that you are the river. And this is true because just like a current seas, everything has to flow. But if you do things to damage that, talk ill will on yourself, speak death into yourself and not life, speak optimism and not pessimism, speak positivity and not negativity. Because when you do those things, you damn your river, you damn your current, you damn your currency, you damage your flow. There's a huge dissonance in that. There's a lot of people who do it today. But today I'm here to tell you that you are. Because you were born to be that way. It doesn't matter your circumstance. It doesn't matter if you're on the street right now. True story. I was a man who lived on the streets for 6 months. Yeah, I was homeless. I had 3 jobs, but I was homeless. I lived under a bridge. I slept under a bridge for months, trying to figure things out. Was it self-inflicted? Not exactly. But, I caught a union job and things didn't work out. I got laid off and I didn't have anything. So I had to take smaller jobs. I ended up losing my house. I lost my cars. I lost everything. And it's not just the first time either. I've lost everything at least twice or 3 times over. So I'm not proud of it, of course, but when things in life happen, you just have to pivot and keep going. You still have to remember that you cannot stop in the middle of chaos. Chaos and controversy is what really creates character and integrity. You know what I mean? Are you still going to be that same person when you're down and out? Or are you going to rise above it all? You know what I mean? Be a phoenix and rise from the ashes, because after death, there is rebirth. I dropped the gem on you. So, you always carry the overflow. You are the overflow. You are the river, and therefore, it can be as big and wide as you want it to be, or it can be as short and narrow as you want it to be, depending on how you speak into yourself. I choose to speak life into you and into myself, because I'm not just abundant. You are too. Everybody is. But when you wake up to that sense of awareness, when you remember who you are, you already know. Man, it was always given to me. It's always been here. It never left me. Exactly. So what do? You speak these things of life into yourself. You believe in them. You have a vision. And once you have that vision, you know what I mean? You think it. You see it in your mind. Then you write it. And then once you write it, then you act on it. But then once you begin to act, then you believe in it. So first you got to see here. You got to think it, then you got to see it. Then you got to speak it. Then you got to write it. Then you got to act on it. And then you got to believe in it. But hey, it doesn't always work that way. But in majority cases, because what are acts? Acts are in the act of doing. So if you wake up every day and you do the same thing, you stick to your routine, whatever you create, you will, when you seek that abundance, you're not seeking the abundance of wealth. You already have that. What you're seeking is remembrance of who you really are. The more you create structure, systems, you know what I mean? Like a system that you can flow in naturally, where you can be the best version of yourself. That's where true abundance lies. And it'll never leave you. Source gave us that. And before we came into this world, our souls understood that abundance, that one day we will have it, whatever that looks like for you. It could be $1 million, it could be a mansion, it could be a yacht, it could be buying an island, whatever you want that to look like. But it's all up to you and how you decide to speak about yourself. Speak life into yourself. Speak optimism. Speak positivity, joy, success, peace. resonance and have that stillness to understand if you show up every single day, you will have this. You will have this in the physical sense, but act now. Believe you already have it before you even move. Live like you already have it. So that way when it falls into your hands, you already knew from the jump, this is me. This is who I was always meant to be. And you were always meant to step into that. You were always meant to walk through that door. That door is only big enough for you to fit through it. That's why it's only a door big enough, squared, and it's just made for you. But hey, don't forget, if one door closes, 10 to 100 more will open for you. So don't believe that abundance just comes out of one door. It comes out of many more after you walk through that first door. The opportunities are endless. That's what a true abundance is understanding and remembering who you are and how you decide to walk into that. How you decide to allow your river to carry you through all of this. Let that river flow. Don't dam it with anything. No distractions, no discord, no chaos, no controversy. Hey, but the river can be a little choppy sometimes. It can get rough. You know, you can have a nice flowing river and it turns into rapids. It can get very rough out there. But hey, guess what? Through the storm, remember, you're still built for this. You were always meant for it. So don't be afraid. Ride it out. That storm was meant for you and you only. Only you were built to endure that. Through chaos and controversy, on the other side of that is comfort and convenience. But in order to get there, you have to go through the storm first. And if you can endure and you have the endurance to get through it, you'll see it on the other. You'll see that it is so much better on the other side. And you will take ownership of realizing that if you didn't earn it, then you wouldn't appreciate it. You would never appreciate the journey if anybody just handed it to you. You would just run off with it and squander it all. And then you would start all over. You would dam your river. So, you know, Yahweh once showed me that rivers never question the flow. They don't ask if they're worthy to run. They don't wonder if they're enough. They just pour and pour and pour until everything around them grows. That's true abundance. You know what I mean? You always carry the overflow inside of you. And even when the world convinced you that you were running dry, you're never running dry. The river flows on and on forever and ever. And as it flows, it creates ecosystems. It creates many abundant ecosystems. The ecosystems that you were always meant to create. You know, most of us have been tricked into thinking abundance is something external. Nah, it all starts within. I told you, whatever you do on the inside, however you speak to yourself on the inside will reflect externally. You know what I mean? And coherence is not about what you want, what you desire. It's about who you are in that moment. It's where you are, whatever you are in alignment with at that point. If you're not in alignment with what you truly desire, then you'll never have it. But realize anything and everything that you ask for from the universe, it shall and will come on swift winds. But if you're not in alignment with it, it shall leave you on swift winds as well. So, most of us have been tricked into thinking it's external, a job title, a bank account, a number that we chase. But that's all part of the illusion. That's not where it's at. The architects made it clear. Abundance is frequency. It's not something you earn. It's not something you tune into. When you stand in gratitude, when you expand your heart, when you give freely without fear of loss, you lock into that frequency. And once you're there, life can't help but overflow back to you. So again, I told you, it's something that never left you. You just forgot. That's all. You just happen to forget for a moment, for a season, however long that may be. But now that you're aware, now that you're awakened, now you know the truth. You know what real abundance looks like. I live both sides. I've been in lack, I've been in overflow, and the biggest difference wasn't my wallet. It was my remembrance. The moment that I stopped looking outward for supply and realized the river was me, everything shifted. Doors opened, opportunities came, and even in silence, I felt full. Now that's a big thing right there. Like, I don't know if you guys, let me run that back for you real quick. I have lived both sides. I told you I have been homeless twice to 3 times in my life. I have lost everything 2 and 3 times over. I'm not ashamed of it. It happens. Things in life happen and we just have to pivot and keep moving. But I believed in my abundance so fervently that I never gave up. I didn't quit. And, unfortunately, man, I had some very low moments in my life in these times, man, but those seasons did not last long. Just because you're down doesn't mean you're out. It just means that you need to pivot and find a way. Don't even know what that looks like. But if you sit in stillness and you start to realize like your external factors are reflecting on your internal factors, and you get those two on the same page in alignment, then you'll begin to understand like it was never about anybody out there. It wasn't about your boss. It wasn't about your wife, your girlfriend. It wasn't about your family. It was about you. It was about me. You are by far the biggest and most important priority out here. You are by far the most abundant person you have ever been. And don't lose sight of that. You deserve that. I'm not telling you that you naturally just gonna walk into this. Hell no. You gotta wake up and you gotta do the work. You gotta go look in that mirror. You gotta go speak life into yourself. It is a daily momentous thing that you have to keep doing. The more you speak it, the more you manifest it. The more you manifest it, the more you remember. And then that's when the true overflow begins. So, you know what I mean? Don't ever feel a lack thereof, man. You're fully abundant. You don't lack anything. The only thing you lack at the moment is remembrance. That's it. You don't lack anything. You just forgot for a moment. You know what I mean? It took you a while to wake up. It took me a while to wake up. You know what I mean? But now that we here, let it be so. Let's sow those seeds. Let's plant those seeds. Let's nurture them. Water them. Nurture them. Give them plenty of sunlight. Give them love. Give them that energy that they deserve. Because when you do that and you give that authenticity to yourself, then you can be authentic with others. And that's where your true abundance begins to flow. So, you know what I mean? Here's something that you can actually do right now. It's called the gratitude expansion. You know what I mean? So, take 2 minutes, out loud. Just name 5 things that you're extremely grateful for today. Don't just list them. Feel them out. Let gratitude rise into your chest. Then speak one way you can give today. Doesn't have to be money. It never has to be money. It could be a smile, encouragement, a helping hand, a prayer even. The act of giving opens a channel wider because abundance is never meant to be honored. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not meant to be hoarded. I'm sorry. It's meant to be calculated, to circulate, and to be honored. You don't have to hold all the abundance to yourself. People naturally feel it. And when you're in that alignment, when you're in that energetic resonance, people can feel it. And people gravitate to that. And when people gravitate to you, you will grab and grasp all the right things out of life. You'll connect yourself with the right souls at the right time, in divine timing. So remember, the river was never dry. You just forgot you were the water. So again, man, it's just abundance is a very beautiful thing, man. You just got to take it with a grain of salt. Life is a beautiful thing, man. We in a lot of chaos. There's a lot of shit going on out here. But guess what? You built for it. You're built to get through any and everything in this life and achieve what's on the other side of that storm. The storms don't last forever. The sun will shine again. So always remember, everybody, you are innately abundant. It was something that can never be taken away from you. And you protect that. And you always give a little when you can. Give when you can. Keep what you earned. Again, guys, protect your energy. I love you all. I definitely appreciate everything that you guys are doing in this world, man. Just continue to expand, expound, be authentic, chase the best version of yourself, and don't ever quit. Don't ever give up. It's never the end. This is only the beginning. As long as you keep that in mind, you'll be right where you need to be, right on time. Because the universe don't miss, and neither do you. Everything comes on time. You're not behind. You're right on time. You're right where you need to be. So bask in that moment. Take in all that energy. Redirect it and transmute it so you can become the most powerful, the most energetically resonant, beautiful, powerful soul that you've always been. That's attracting real abundance. That's attracting real overflow. Thank you all. I love you all. Remember, protect your energy. Love, peace, and harmony everywhere you go. I am Cal Lumen. This is I Am the Remembering. And remember, you are the overflow. You are the water. You are the river. You are the current. And when that current flows, everything grows. You are indeed fully abundant. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Until the next time, protect your energy. I love you all. I'm out.